The Indian Constitution is the supreme law of India, adopted on January 26, 1950. It serves as the framework for the governance of the country and defines the rights and responsibilities of its citizens and the structure and powers of the government institutions. Here are some key points about the Indian Constitution. Origin and adoption. The drafting of the Indian Constitution was carried out by a Constituent Assembly, which was established in 1946. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar played a significant role as the chairman of the drafting committee. The Constitution was adopted on November 26, 1949, and came into effect on January 26, 1950, marking India's transition to a republic. Preamble. The preamble of the Indian Constitution outlines the ideals and aspirations of the people of India. It declares India to be a sovereign, socialist, secular, and democratic republic, and it emphasizes justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. Federal structure. India follows a federal system of government, where powers are distributed between the central union government and the state governments. However, the Indian Constitution provides a strong tilt towards the central government. Fundamental rights. Part 3 of the Constitution guarantees fundamental rights to the citizens of India, which include the right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights, and the right to constitutional remedies. Directive Principles of State Policy. Part 4 of the Constitution lays down directive principles of state policy, which are guidelines for the government to promote the welfare of the people and establish a just society. While not legally enforceable, they are fundamental in the governance of the country. Separation of powers. The Indian Constitution follows the principle of the separation of powers, dividing the functions of the government among three branches: the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. Parliament. The Indian Parliament is a bicameral legislature consisting of two houses, the Rajya Sabha, Council of States, and the Lok Sabha, House of the People. The President of India is the head of the Parliament. Judiciary. The Indian judiciary is independent and comprises the Supreme Court of India, high courts of various states, and subordinate courts. The Supreme Court is the highest judicial authority in the country. Amendment procedure. The Constitution provides for its amendment to adapt to changing circumstances. An amendment requires a special majority in both houses of Parliament, and in some cases, ratification by half of the state legislatures. Emergency provisions. The Constitution includes provisions for declaring a state of emergency in case of threats to the security of the country or the efficient functioning of the government. The Indian Constitution is one of the lengthiest and most comprehensive constitutions in the world, reflecting the diversity and complexity of India's society and governance. It has been amended several times to address the evolving needs of the nation.